Hey, hi and welcome back. So in previous video, we discussed the circuitry of switch, RGB LED and potentiometer. And in this particular video, we are going to create the schematic for that particular circuitry. And this is basically the last video on the schematic design because we have created the schematic for all the sections which were present on our hardware. Okay, so now let's start with this video and let's complete the schematic for our hardware. So we have already discussed this switch circuitry. We have already discussed this RGB LED circuit and also the potentiometer circuit. Now let's start with the schematic design for the switch circuitry. So first of all, I will copy this switch, capacitor and resistor on this switch section. So in order to copy the switch, I'm just going to take the switch from this microcontroller section. So I will copy it here like this. And then after that, now let's collect the capacitor, which is of 0.1 microfarad value. So I will select this capacitor. Again, the package of this particular capacitor, it's going to be 0603. Then the next component is resistor. So again, I will copy this resistor and later I will place it here like this. And we need ground symbol and plus 5 volt symbol. So again, I can copy that from here, plus 5 volt. So I will place it here. And again, we need the ground symbol. So I will place it here like this. After that, we need the RGB LED. Okay, so this is basically the circuitry for RGB LED. And in order to get the RGB LED, again, I will go to add parts. Now let's go to the PC library. And in PC library, we already have the library for RGB LED. So in PC library, this is a PC underscore IC underscore RGB LED. So the RGB LED is actually not available in the PC library. It's available in the SparkFun library. So let's go to the SparkFun library, and in SparkFun library you will find this section which is SparkFun-LED, and here you have to look for the LED-RGB LED, and then this is basically the symbol for the RGB LED that we are using. So I will select this particular library, and after that I will click on OK, and later I will place this symbol here in this RGB section like this, and then escape. Now let's get the symbol for the potentiometer. So in order to get the potentiometer symbol, again you have to go to, there is actually one library which is already integrated in the Eagle software, and it's actually the library for potentiometer. So you can see this is basically that library, potentiometer library. So in this potentiometer library, you will find almost all type of potentiometer. So I will just press the down arrow key. So you can see these are basically the different potentiometers in this particular library. But we are going to use this particular potentiometer. The value of that particular potentiometer is trim underscore US underscore S64. So I'm going to look for that particular potentiometer. So trim underscore US underscore. So this is basically the symbol for the potentiometer. So I will select this particular symbol, and after that I will click on OK, and later I will place it here like this. So I think I have already placed this particular symbol. So I will delete this symbol from here. So I will delete this one, and I will rotate this symbol like this. Okay. And after that, first of all, let's get the ground symbol for the RGB LED. So I will copy the ground symbol from here, and I will place it here. Then we need the ground symbol for the potentiometer as well. And we need the plus 5 volt symbol for the potentiometer. So I will get it from here like this, and I will place it here. Now let's quickly do the connections. So I will do the connections for the potentiometer. The top end will be connected to plus 5 volt. Then another end will be connected to the ground. So let me move this ground below like this, and later I will connect this ground like this. Okay. So we are done with the connection for the potentiometer. Now let's connect the center point. So this point is actually connected to the analog output. So I will give the label to this particular pin as analog output. So I will change the name to analog output. Alright, so we have given the name to this particular pin, center pin of potentiometer, and this pin is now named as analog output. And after that, I'm going to connect all these pins of the RGB LED, which are basically the cathode terminal of the RGB LED. It will be connected to the ground. So I will place this ground symbol here, and let's connect all the pins of all the cathode pins to the ground. So alright, so we are done with the cathode pins now, and now let's give the net labels to these all pins, anode pins of the RGB LED. So I will use this net label option, and I will connect the net labels like this, and then the name of first LED is going to be blue underscore LED. So I will change the name of this particular net label to blue underscore LED, and I will just copy this one, and after that I will click on OK. Now let's give the name to this particular net label, and it's going to be green LED, and after that I will click on OK. Then the next label is going to be red LED, so I will paste here, and after that I will click on OK. So we are done with all the net labels. I will just move this RGB LED schematic in the center like this. Alright, and after that let's do the connection for the switch. So first of all, let me move all the components properly, and let me place them properly, and after that I will place this +5V symbol here, and later I will just move this capacitor at this position, and let me connect these two terminals like this. Then this will be connected to the +5V, this will be connected here, and the switch, I will just move this switch here like this, and later this terminal will be connected here. You can actually make a space of 1 grid between this resistor and this connection, but it's fine at this moment. So I will connect this another terminal of switch to the ground. Actually, you know, when you create the schematic, it's going to take time. Here I have to do it quickly just to show you. So I hope that you are getting everything. So that's how basically we have to create the schematic, and this particular pin will be connected to the pin or one of the pin of microcontroller, and we have to give the name to this particular pin as switch input, because this is a user input switch. And after that I will name this net label to input switch. Alright, so we are done with the naming of user input switch, and this switch will be connected to PC1 pin of the microcontroller. So again I will extend this particular net like this, and again this will be extended because here we are going to connect the analog out of the potentiometer. So I will use the net label again, option, net label option, I will rotate it. Again I will place the net label here. Now let's give the name to this particular pin as it's going to be input switch, and after that I will click on yes, and this is going to be analog input, analog out. Alright, so we are done with the naming of okay, I think PC0, so analog out. Let me check whether it's connected properly or not. So I will change the user interface color to black, and let me check whether the analog out is connected properly or not. So it is not connected, ANALOG underscore, okay, it's output, okay, and it should be actually out. So I will change the name to out here. So this is how basically the mistake happens when we create the schematic, and after that I will click on OK. Now it's going to ask whether we want to connect this pin to the pin of microcontroller, and I will click on yes, and later I will change the user interface color to white again, and after that I will click on OK. So we are done with the connection of analog out and input switch. Now let's connect all the pins of this RGB LED to the appropriate location, which is basically PD2, PD3 and PD4. So here we are going to connect all the pins of the RGB LED. So I will just extend these nets like this, okay, and after that I will use the net label option, and let's change the name of all these pins to this is going to be so PD2 is going to be blue LED. After that the name of this particular pin, it's going to be green LED, and after that I will click on OK, and again it's asking whether we want to connect this particular pin to the green LED pin. So I will just click on yes, and after that this is going to be the red LED. So I will change the name to red here, and after that I will click on OK and then yes. So we are done with all the connections. So I will just go to user interface option, and let me change the color to black, and let's verify whether all the pins are properly connected or not. Okay, so I will just go to the show option. First of all, let's check these pins, which is SSD A. So okay, so this is not the pin that we connected. So it's going to be, this is basically the pin that we connected just now, user input switch. So input switch is connected, analog out is connected, then blue LED is connected, green LED is connected, and red LED is connected. Okay, so we are done with this schematic design of our hardware. We have completed the power supply. So I will just change the color to white. So we are done with the power supply section and power LED section. Then we are done with the motor driver section. Then we are done with the microcontroller section also. Okay. And later we are done with the 7-segment display. And in the end, we completed this particular section, which is switch, RGB LED and potentiometer. Okay. And I hope that every single thing that we discussed while creating the schematic for our hardware is now clear to you. Now we are just left with the errors which are actually present in this schematic. Okay. So if I go to this option ERC, and you can see here there are actually a lot of warnings. So we are going to resolve all these warnings in the next video. So I will show you what problems are there in this particular schematic that we have created. And based on, those problems or those issues, Eagle is actually going to give us some warning, and we will discuss all those warnings in the next video, and we will see what mistakes that we have done in our schematic. Okay. So we are done with the schematic, and I hope that every single thing that we discussed in this entire schematic is now clear to you. And if you still have any kind of doubt related to any section in this schematic, you can reach to me and I will help you with that. Okay. Alright, so that's what I wanted to tell in this video. Now I will see you in the next topic, which is about schematic errors. Okay. So I will see you in the next video now.